Hello Virgo, and welcome to your reading for the week of February 20 through 26th, 2024. This is a reading for you if you are a Virgo Sun, Virgo Moon, Virgo Rising, or have some other significant Virgo placement in your chart. If you're new to this channel, welcome. It's good to have you here. And if you're returning to this channel, welcome back. I hope everybody that this is a good reading for you and that what I pull here and present resonates with you. If you check the description below, I have links to my social media, to my webpage, and sometimes people do care to donate via PayPal. I have the link for that as well. Again, nobody's obviously required to do that, but for those who do, I just want to say thank you very much. And if you like this video, please do give it a thumbs up. Leave me a comment if you choose, and subscribe if you like this channel, and hit the bell notification so you don't miss any videos. I do a full horoscope spread, astrological spread, using the cartouche deck. And I do it in combination with a tarot reading to clarify it. And the tarot deck that I'm using this week is it's actually the tarot, the Marseille Tarot, but I'm actually, when I bought it, it was called the Tarot Classic. Now it's called something else, I think. They're republishing it under a new name, but it's basically the old Marseille Tarot. And I will end with an oracle reading, and I am going to use the book for this one this time because these are a bit long. I'm going to use the Wisdom of the Tao Oracle by Meijing Liu. Okay, so let's start at the beginning here. Okay, so the first house, we have Aries energy. This is you, how you present yourself to the world, how others see you, how you want to be seen. Okay, so we have the twins and the Five of Pentacles. So Five of Pentacles, this is interesting. This is kind of a feeling of being left out in the cold or ghosted in some way, or just feeling a bit like an outsider. This is sort of a card of poverty of feeling. It's like feeling kind of left out by people. Now we have it with the twins. So the twins can indicate that you are maybe showing one personality to one group of people and another personality to another group. Maybe your public and private personas are a little bit different right now. Maybe because you're grappling with certain feelings like this. Now it's, if it's not, I mean, if you say, well, gee, I don't feel that way. I don't know. There's definitely this sense here of feeling like either being left out of something, or there's like a poverty of feeling, or maybe a feeling of a lack of some kind. I'm not really quite sure where this is coming from, but as we go through the reading, maybe we'll see where this feeling, what the source is of this feeling. Second house is Taurus energy, and Taurus has to do with your finances, has to do with your possessions, and also the things that you value. Well, this is a very good one because you have Lotus with the Nine of Cups. So if you are worried about money, this indicates getting some kind of a financial wish, okay? This is a wish fulfillment card. It is satisfaction. It is having enough. It is emotional satisfaction. Nines as opposed to tens, nines usually have to do with something that's more individual, where 10 has more of a community feel to it, I guess you could say. But interestingly, yeah, you have this 9 here and in the financials, and you have it with the Lotus. So this does suggest to me that there may have been some concerns about finances. And so Lotus is saying you don't need to worry. You don't need to worry. Your wishes are coming true. So not too much else to say about that. Just looks like something very good is coming in for you financially. So if you do have this feeling of poverty here, then it certainly, if it's financially based, then you don't have to worry. Okay, third house, maybe this is our source here. This is a Gemini energy. This has to do with messages, communications from people. It can have to do with it's a house of self-effort. So if you're in your own business, it would be potentially related to that. And it also can have to do with short distance travel and also with sibling relationships. So you can take it as it resonates. So we do have Seth here. So Seth does indicate that there is a delay, problem, or obstacle. Now the clarifier as to what the issue is we have the Pyramid card. So I feel like this is something, okay, two possibilities here. Either somebody is testing you or testing the waters with something or challenging you, or it could be just something that is taking a long time, okay? Something that needs to be resolved with time and it's taking a while to sort itself out. Nonetheless, whatever it is, I do feel like it is going to be, whatever the issue is here, whether this is connected to something you're doing in business, whether this is connected to messages you're receiving or delays in messages. This does seem to indicate that things are being resolved with time. I mean, I feel like this could literally just be a delay of something. It may or may not be an anxiety, but it could just be you're not hearing something. Maybe you're feeling very discouraged about it. Maybe you're feeling left out in the cold about something. But this is saying it's going to be resolved with time. Our our clarifier card from Tarot is the Magician. So the Magician is about taking action and doing things. So I feel like this is saying, regardless of any kind of delays, I think you need to keep moving forward and acting. Like this is a card of manifesting. So manifestation happens when we make movements towards something. So whatever this is for you, whether this is connected to a business situation, whether there's some other kinds of communications that this may be connected to. I mean, the Magician can also be a card of communication. So this may be a case of something where you need to maybe reach out and, take the first step or take action to speak up or to clarify or to reach out to somebody. That could be what it's saying here. But the Magician definitely indicates a need for action in order to manifest something. Even if that action doesn't work out, I should note. So if you are interested in doing something, I'll just give an example. I've been thinking about moving abroad, so I've taken a class on it. A crash course in what I need to know about that. And as soon as I started taking that crash course, I started to see all of these other opportunities to do what I wanted to do. And literally it's because I just took I don't know that anything in this course is actually going to help me, but the fact that I took a step towards manifesting my goal meant that other possibilities started to open up. So that's what I mean when I say sometimes you need to take a step towards something to manifest. That's just one example, but it could be that there's something that you need to take some kind of an action on, even if the action you take doesn't end up being the answer, if that makes sense. Okay, fourth house, this is Cancer energy. This has to do with the home, your family, potentially with the mother, and also with a sense of security and things like that. You can decide how this fits in. Okay, so we have Ankh with the Knight of Wands. Okay. Well, Ankh is definitely it's usually a very positive element. It has to do with enjoyment. It has to do with love. It has to do with life. I mean, if some people, this could be a lover or somebody who's moving in or maybe being introduced to the family, because there is definitely the sense of romantic love here, but this doesn't have to be about romantic love. It can literally just be about being alive, life, and living life to the fullest to some degree. And we have this with the Knight of Wands. So Knight of Wands indicates a kind of restlessness here. So this could mean moving for some people. Maybe somebody's going to be moving to the home of somebody who's a love or a lover. I don't know. That's possible. But I also, what's coming into my head here is that this could be somebody who's restless. Maybe somebody who, life or longevity or quality of life may be an issue. This could be somebody's mother. This could be a family member. That there could be some issue, that may be, I feel like that might be an issue, and there may be somebody who's in a situation where maybe they're restless or trying to do too much. Knight of Wands is sort of this restless energy where you're anxious to do something. The expression I think is putting the cart before the horse. You're trying to, somebody who may be trying to do something too fast. Okay, so that's a possibility here. But if that doesn't seem to apply, then I do feel like there's this sense of that this could be moving or relocating for somebody. And it could also be, I don't know. I just feel like there's this restless energy here around the home. And this either just has to do with quality of life, of wanting to do what makes you happy, what makes you feel alive, or this could be connected to some kind of a family situation. So take that as it resonates. Fifth house, this is Leo energy. Leo has to do with creativity, with children, with love affairs. So, and also with recreation and, leisure and things like that. You have Hathor here. Okay. So Hathor here could indicate somebody who is crafty. And when I say crafty, I don't mean that in like a Sly Fox kind of a way. I mean it more in a sense of somebody maybe who actually physically does, something. Could be sewing, weaving, let's see, anything to do, I don't know, just things, the craft kinds of things that people make, pottery, stuff like that. I feel like there's something crafty about this. So if some of you maybe crafty in that way, maybe you're going to be taking up a craft. I don't know. So that's a possibility here in the creativity angle. This could have to do with, if this has to do with a love relationship or, maybe even a child situation, depending on the age of your children. This could involve a female, either a female lover or a female child. Again, take it as it resonates. But there does seem to be a female who is factoring in, or this idea of something that creative that is connected to the feminine. Could also be a female who is working with you on a creative project. But of course, we have it with the Three of Swords. So when the Three of Swords shows up, yeah, this is the idea of breaking a connection or a separation. So I don't know. So for some people, maybe this is a breakup of a relationship, or this could be a separation from a child, whether this child is female or not, or whether there's a female involved in the equation. I don't know. But there's definitely this sense here of being cut off or separated. Maybe that's why you're feeling left out in the cold over here. And I don't know. Now, if this is a lover or if this is a child situation, it may be a case of where maybe you're feeling this sense of sorrow or separation, but maybe you're, I don't know. Like twins here to me has and I don't, when I say this, I don't mean this in a negative way, that it's two-faced. In other words, you might be putting on a face for somebody just to not rock the boat, but you may privately feel a different way about it. Okay, so that is possible for some people. That does not have to be the interpretation here. In any case, as far as a love affair goes, this could indicate a recent separation. I mean, it doesn't necessarily, I usually see this as a card of a breakup, but it doesn't have to be. If you're saying, well, no, it's not that. It could just be somebody going on a long trip and there being a separation. I mean, all of that stuff is possible. Or maybe there's just this sense of feeling isolated from something. But I don't know. We have this Hathor energy here. So it may well be, if you're a woman watching this reading and you're single, then this might be just saying, not investing, spending maybe less time invested in love relationships and maybe more in some kind of creative pursuit. So take that as it resonates. Yeah, Hathor too. Hathor has strong mother energy though. So I don't know. I feel like there's something here connected to a child or children or something, at least for some. I mean, yeah, I feel like that's a pretty strong message for at least one person watching this reading. Okay, sixth house is Virgo energy, so this is your own. This has to do with your health. It has to do with things you might be worried about, with jobs, potentially with pets as well. Okay, so we have Thoth with the moon. Okay, so Thoth indicates, Thoth can be a health issue, okay? Or it can be, I shouldn't say a health issue. It could be that there is a focus on health, okay? Because Thoth in this position actually is usually a card of good health, okay? So it's not that there's health problems, but there's a focus on health. And maybe something has been going on. We have the moon card here. So maybe there's something that's uncertain or has you concerned of that kind of a nature. If health is not on the table here, if that's not an issue, this could have to do with, well, in this case, I would also feel like Thoth has something to do with timing of something. That maybe there's something that's not happening, that you're waiting for it to happen, and you're really unclear about what the path forward is or what's going to happen. And the response here would be, this may be something that's a matter of timing, okay? That something coming into its place at the right time. So, yeah. Now, mind you, if this does have to do with a health issue, or if you've been having certain health concerns that you are uncertain about, obviously you do not want to listen to a tarot reader. You want to actually go to a doctor. I'm not a doctor. This is just what's presenting itself. So these are the cards that are presenting themselves. This is sometimes an interpretation in this position. And if you feel like, oh yeah, I feel like there's been something going on health-wise, then definitely, get it checked out. Like, don't take my word for it, I guess is what I'm saying. Seventh house, this is Libra energy, and Libra has to do with relationships. So this is about legalized partnerships usually. So as we talking about love affairs here, we may be talking about legalized partnerships here, or your chances of a partnership that is a higher level of a commitment, like a marriage, okay? can be a business partnership, can be a contractual relationship. Okay, we have the Five of Wands with air. So yeah, with this, I don't know. I feel like there's been some relationship where there may be some kind of a quarrel for somebody, or a difference, or maybe even competition for somebody. I'm not sure here. Or Five of Wands sometimes just means there's people getting involved in a relationship situation who really need to kind of not be involved, shall we say. Air is definitely, there's a sense of communication here. There's a sense of needing to detach from a particular situation. If you are interested in somebody, and now, of course, we've got this Three of Swords here, but if you're thinking about marriage or about a more serious relationship, or wondering, a lot of times people wonder if they're going to meet, quote unquote, the one, air would definitely be saying that this is, sticking to friendship for right now. It just seems like there may be either too many competing interests, either in your life or in somebody else's. If you are already married or in some kind of a partnership, it could just be a situation where there could be some quarreling. This is more like irritable quarreling. It's not like big arguments and serious fights. It's not really that kind of energy, but there could be some competitiveness or some disagreement. And in that case, air would be saying, you just kind of want to detach from the situation. It could be that there may be too much emotional involvement or too much passion or fire around something that probably isn't that big of a deal. So it's best to kind of just kind of back up and take a lighter view of whatever it is. Okay. 8th house is Scorpio energy. Scorpio is the house of transformation. And so this has to do with changes that are going on in your life, the kind of general tenor of the changes going on in your life, kind of the big picture. It can also have to do with other people's money. And yeah, you have Nine of Pentacles with Chthonia. Okay, so right now, this is definitely a card of building. It's funny, you've got the feminine card of building and the masculine card of building. So there's definitely a sense here of building a foundation for something, constructing, I think as Murray Hope would put it, who created the system, building the temple of the psyche, right? There's something that you're doing. You could be establishing boundaries. You could just be, figuring out how you are going to create something in a very practical way, because this is strong Capricorn energy here with Chthonia. It can be literally, physically about building stuff, but in this house, I feel like it has more to do with just being practical and just taking the steps to build the change you want in your life. After all, we do have the Magician over here, this idea about taking steps to manifest change. Now, the Nine of Pentacles is a very good card. This is definitely a card of financial independence. Now, it's in the house of other people's money. Now, that's interesting because your two money houses, you've got two nines directly across from each other. This is a wish card, and this is a card of financial independence. So I don't know. This could be financial independence that kind of ironically comes through someone else. It could be through a gift, through a legacy. It could be just some kind of a joint financial arrangement. But again, this is about being financially independent. So whatever it is, it feels more like it's some monies that may be coming through to you through something that maybe is a joint arrangement. But I don't know. Whatever it is, there definitely seems to be some good news in money. And you've got a couple of nines here. So the nines generally, it's like reaching a stage of completion. So this is not a situation where like, oh, this is a new job or a new source of income. I feel like this is the culmination of something. Okay. 9th house is Sagittarius energy. Sag energy is related to your, how do I want to put this? It's Jupiter energy, long distance travel. Yeah, I've had a brain moment there for a second. Sorry about that. Long distance travel, expanding your horizons. So this has to do with going back to school, higher education, usually, educational institutions. It can have to do with deeper thought or spiritual thought, religious institutions. Anything that involves thought that is, of a deeper level. Like the kind of thought we have down here in the 3rd house is more of a practical nature. This is more of a deeper thing. This is more about your belief system, again, what we call higher learning. So this is not just your basic school education. This is anything you're doing beyond that. That can even include going for a certification or doing something. This can also have to do with taking a long journey somewhere. Sometimes it has to do with legal matters too. Okay, so we have Urias with the Four of Pentacles. Okay, now Urias is interesting because this seems to suggest caution or the need to remain, I'm going to use the word circumspect about something, meaning basically that you need to, there may be something here that you need to keep to yourself. So if you're planning a long journey somewhere, maybe you don't want to discuss that. Or again, whether this has something to do with a belief system or something that you're learning about. I feel like, maybe some of you are learning esoteric knowledge or occult knowledge. I mean, because Urias can very much be connected with that at the, she has usually interprets the cards at 3 levels. At one of the higher levels, it has to do with that. So this can have to do with very esoteric learning for some people. Again, I imagine that's not for everybody. But I feel like this may be some kind of a surprise, and it could be a surprise that's coming in from a long distance, or it may be something connected to school, church, something like that. Something to do with that. But this is either something that you need to keep to yourself, or it's something that is unexpected that is going to be coming in. Now we have it with the Four of Pentacles. So the Four of Pentacles, again, it's very interesting. Like we have Ta over here. This to me is also about, having a strong foundation and structure, but it can also be about clinging to what we have and not wanting to open up and let go. So I don't know what this could mean in this situation. Now, whether this has to do with travel or some kind of learning, this may be that you are clinging to a certain way of believing or acting or doing things, or maybe you want to take a trip and maybe you're clinging to finances, saving money, I don't know, or just trying to maintain the status quo of something. And Urias suggests to me something coming in that's unexpected. And I don't know, I feel like that means that whatever you're just hanging on to here, because this is really about trying to maintain stability and status quo, that this may change that, but in a good way. Because oftentimes this card, if you look at it in the Rider-Waite-Smith deck, it shows a person sitting there, wearing a crown, and he's got the pentacles around him, and he's clutching the pentacle to his chest. And it's basically saying, it's kind of like almost a miserly card in the sense of, okay, if you just let go of that, allow yourself, to make a sacrifice, to spend money on something or something like that, then this would be saying sometimes making that sacrifice will actually bring more of a flow in. So, so it may be a case of you're trying to keep things as they are, but it might be a good idea potentially to take a risk. We'll see what the rest of it says, but that can be an aspect of this. But it could also just be a situation where maybe you're not clear on what's going on or something unexpected happens, so maybe you're trying to hold down the fort as it is for now. Again, take that as it applies. It's, whether it has to do with higher ed institutions, belief systems, or whether this has to do with long distance travel. Those are all things connected to the Sagittarius house, or perhaps a legal matter too. That's another possibility. Okay, 10th house, Capricorn energy. This is ruled by Saturn. This has to do with career, fame, reputation, things that you are, your goals, what you're trying to sorry, that's the other house. This has to do with, it can have to do with the father. Basically, it's sort of how other people see you, what kind of legacy you're leaving for other people. And you have this is the 8 of Pentacles. Okay, the number's really tiny here, with Sirius. Okay. So yeah, you are hard at work about something. You are hard at work at trying to manifest things. You are thinking outside the box. A lot of this has to do with like the physical work of something. And with this over here, I just feel like you're getting ready to step up to the plate, to put the work in, to take the rough with the smooth. 8 of Pentacles definitely indicates having an expertise in a particular subject, or being able to mentor somebody, or just having, definitely having the skills to do something. But this shows you hard at work, and in the Capricorn house, that's actually a very good sign, because it indicates having what it takes. This is a sense of mastery here. There's actually quite a few cards of mastery here. So I feel like there's situations where it's saying you have the resources to put the work in and to do what it is that you need to do. In this case, it would have to do with building a career situation, but whatever it is that you're trying to do or accomplish, or what kind of legacy, what kind of reputation you have, definitely this is showing you as being somebody who's working hard and putting the work in. Okay, 11th house. This is Aquarius energy. This is what I was almost saying before. I was looking at that house and I was talking about that. This is your friendships, your social networks. This has to do with your goals, your destiny, things that you're trying to manifest in that way. And you have Osiris with the Five of Cups. Okay, Five of Cups. Okay, so this showing up in this house, this has to do with letting go of something. This is like an emotional loss, like letting go. And it is actually right opposite this Three of Swords here. So maybe this is a friendship or something where you feel like, I don't know, there's definitely a feeling of like sorrow here, of like, okay, this is something I have to let go of. But usually this is a card of, sometimes it's about having regrets about things, but it generally, this shows up when we're only looking at the negative of a situation. It usually shows like 3 cups spilled with 2 cups standing. So we're, staring, mourning at the 3 spilled cups, but there are 2 remaining, and there is a path forward behind the person, if they would turn away from the spilled cups. So I do feel like even if there's something that has been a disappointment or hasn't worked out the way you wanted to, like, it's not necessarily the end of the road. Like, there's other opportunities here. So you might just need to cut your losses and move ahead on something. We have Osiris here. This is strong Sagittarius energy, or perhaps Aries. But this definitely shows a stable or strong situation. This is like strong sense of leadership. So whether this is a person in your friend group, like a very, very strong person, maybe a person who's going to help you move past this in some way, or whether it's just simply saying you are feeling this sense of loss, but things are actually stable and okay. Like, I feel like there may be, I mean, I don't know, but seeing it with this could be a lost love for somebody. Maybe it was a friend who became a lover. I don't know. That's a possibility for some people. Nonetheless, I feel like there's a sense of disappointment, or maybe just looking at maybe what you don't have anymore, and there's a need to not do that, to like kind of turn around and look forward on certain things. And with Osiris, I just generally feel though like things are stable. So I feel like the message here, especially with this Five of Pentacles, this Five of Cups, you've actually got 3 5s. You've got actually 3 9s, and you've got 3 5s. Okay, the 5s indicate a struggle. This indicates you being in a position of feeling like, I don't know, like either feeling defeated, or feeling like you're getting resistance or pushback, or being ignored, or having to let something go. This is in the house that has to do with friendships. So, yeah. So I don't know. I do feel like with this that like almost like you're feeling this way, but things are actually stable. I guess that's the way I want to put it. Things are actually stable, even though they feel like they're not. Like, there's a lot here that points to difficulties, but I feel like there's, like with this, like even over here with the air card, it's almost like, okay, you need to lighten up about some things. Things are actually fine. Things are stable. Your money's good. This is good. There may be some situations that there's delays, but, you just need to put the work in. I don't know. It's interesting because there's definitely a feeling of either being just defeated or having to struggle against something. But overall, it actually seems like it's okay. Okay, that makes sense. Okay, 12th house is Pisces energy, and this is about what is hidden, what you're not showing people, what people don't, what you're even maybe hiding from yourself. But typically this is a house dealing with fears. And yeah, you're definitely going to be holding back here because you've got strength with Anubis. And strength here this has to do with, again, that reminds me of what I said about the twins. Like, you may be holding back on something because you feel that it would be, it would be wrong to actually have an explosion about something, or to talk about something, or to, express discontent with something. I don't know. Like, strength indicates like whatever feelings we have, whether they're positive or negative feelings, that we're holding them back. And Anubis definitely has this sense of protection here in this particular house. So I feel like there's a strong protective energy here. Like like you've got this 4 of Pentacles, you've got there's definitely this sense of you building boundaries. Like, I feel like you are feeling maybe vulnerable right now. So, but you are trying to put on this, you have this, unconsciously you are basically trying to show strength in a particular situation, and and to protect yourself in some kind of a way, and to be strong, to kind of try to take the high road on something. Yeah, and overall it's interesting because you have the Nine of Swords. So Nine of Swords typically comes up when there is mental anxiety about something that keeps you awake at night, possibly. I mean, it doesn't have to, but that's usually the image that's shown, is somebody sitting up at night, like weeping, like not able to sleep. And this is often mental cruelty, things that we do to ourselves rather than, I mean, the feelings we have are real, but the situations we're worrying about usually are not. Now you've got Sphinx here. So this is this idea of wait and see energy. Like, I feel like there's a need, there's something you want to happen. Maybe it's not happening fast enough or in the way that you want it to happen. Maybe there's some quarrels, some discontent. Maybe there's separation from people or a fear of separation. But at the same time, you have all kinds of things that suggest there's a lot of stability, that you're putting a lot of hard work into things, that financially things look like they're going to be great, but there's this, and you've got these two fives opposite here. I don't know. This feels like this is connected to a person, maybe a situation with a person, and I don't know whether this person is a family, a friend, a partner, a prospective partner. I mean, it can vary, I guess, but this definitely is saying wait and see. And in conjunction with the Nine of Swords, I think it's saying this usually comes up when we have a lot of what ifs, when we sit there and we go, oh, what if this happens? What if that happens? And I think what this is saying is, don't wait and see. Don't let this get the better of you. Wait and see. It just seems like there's a period of waiting and things are going to be okay. So if you have been very anxious about things, wondering, what if this happens? Yes, but what if this? What if that? Then this is just saying, look, just wait, and you're going to see how things are going to work out. And then they're actually going to work out just fine. So let's draw your oracle card for the week. And I'm using, as I mentioned, the Wisdom of the Tao Oracle. I'm shuffling these on my lap rather than on the table because the table shakes every time I do things. It's not the newest of tables, and the camera keeps shaking when I do things. So let's see what card we have for you this week, Virgo. Okay. So your card for this week is Karma. So let me read what that is for you. And forgive me, I have a flashlight here that I use to read, because even though I have light here, it's just somehow not enough light. So yeah, I want to read it to you from the book. And the print in this book is very, very tiny. So let's see where we're at. Okay, it's the next page. Okay, here we go. Karma. The cycle of cause and effect known as karma is the natural way of the universe and an eternal judgment of your actions. There is no justice or punishment or sentence. It just is. What you are experiencing is a glimpse of karma. Karma usually is witnessed through a particular relationship, and especially complicated in a love relationship. Karma is multidimensional and not for us to judge as good or bad. When something is initiated, something reacts to it. Something else then responds to the initial result, and a chain reaction is set forth. Something that brings positive results today may lead to disaster in the future. Today's wealth and comfort may breed future incompetence. Yet tomorrow's disaster may lead to critical lessons learned, paving the way for future stardom. A rise to stardom may lead to complacency and inevitable fall from grace. The cycles of karma are forever. It follows in its own time and its own pace. When contemplating cause and effect, it's important to understand that the effect, or what happens to you, is half of the system. Cause, or the decisions you make, constitutes the other half. With karma, no one can be 100% a victim nor 100% an aggressor. Actions of the past cannot be changed. Effect will happen, but the effect of the future is influenced by the decisions of today. We are always given a second chance, and it's more important than ever to exude kindness. In the complex cyclical web of chain reactions, we do have a chance every day to make the right decisions and create desired chain reactions for the future. Forgive others and conclude the cycles of hate and vengeance. Repay your debt, redeem the wrong, and alter unwanted cycles. Love others, and a beautiful new chain reaction will be set in motion. Okay, so that's your card for the week, Virgo. We definitely see some elements of karma over here and the things that you're worried about. And I feel like, yeah, whatever you're worried about right now, especially with this, I think it makes a lot of sense because karma would be saying, you know, the things you're worried about, things ebb and flow, things come in cycles. There may be the results of certain consequences. So we just got to deal with the fact that there's always going to be, things are not always going to work out the way that we want them to. There could be a rise and fall in things. So it is best to just sit back and wait. If you feel like it's a time where you're struggling to move ahead, then there's definitely, there's a sense of you plodding along and working at what you're doing. But I feel like you just need to wait and see how change is going to occur for you. That's it for this week, Virgo. I hope this reading resonates with you. If you like this video, do give it a thumbs up and leave me a comment if you choose, and subscribe to the channel if you haven't done that and you would like to, and hit the notification bell so you don't miss videos. Thanks so much for watching. We'll see you next week.